Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Laddie Williams.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, the leadership of the African Democratic Congress holds third consultative session, describes the party as a coalition against hunger, poverty and insecurity. And the family of slain Kogi-based photojournalist Ayobami Aikpeku is demanding justice for his death after the suspected killer, Jacob Bellumi, allegedly committed suicide. And at least 2 people have been confirmed dead, with one still missing in a boat mishap at the Namnai River in Gasol local government area of Taraba State. And Israel offers to allow airdrops of aid into Gaza after Friday's warning from Britain, France and Germany.
And on business, Nigeria's gross foreign exchange reserve sustains its increase for the third consecutive week amid CBN's intervention in the forex markets.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria Super Falcons battle hosts Morocco in the Women's Cup of Nations final, with the Super Falcons currently down 2-0. And we'll begin with politics, where the leadership of the African Democratic Congress says, contrary to insinuations in some quarters, the party is a coalition against hunger, poverty and insecurity. The national chairman of the ADC and some party leaders who spoke at a national political consultative group meeting for the North vowed that they would resist any attempt by the ruling party to manipulate the 2027 elections. Our correspondent, Dele Omoyeni, reports.
It's an expanded meeting of the National Political Consultative Group of the North, and some of the key leaders in northern Nigeria converged to rub minds on the state of the nation. The national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, condemns the spate of insecurity and poverty in the north and calls on the north to unite to combat the menace.
The challenges facing northern Nigeria are intricately interconnected. Insecurity scares away investors, which in turn deepens poverty. Poverty fuels desperation and crime. Ethnic divisions weaken our collective resolve to demand good governance. Political fragmentation ensures that no meaningful development takes root in our region.
The leaders of the party also said they came together to restore sanity in the country and will resist any attempts to manipulate the 2027 elections.
If you are in Nigeria, you know the challenges facing the north. There's insecurity, there's economic deprivation, there's marginalization, there's everything that is designed to humble us, designed to disintegrate us, designed to underdevelop us. I tell you, forget about this here that votes will knock out. APC is a party of Nigerians, ADC is one. Whatever techniques, whatever malicious activity they throw at us, will counter it effectively and will counter and defeat them at it.
The coalition that represents the desired interest of Nigerians to be free from the current crisis of existence that they are facing. Every Nigerian that is hungry knows that he doesn't want this to continue. Every Nigerian that is finding it difficult to pay his children's school fees, whose salary has been reduced to just a piece of paper, knows that he needs an alternative. And the only alternative today is the ADC.
The meeting also vowed to unite the North in support of a candidate that would address its challenges. Dele Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the Forum of the All Progressives Congress aspirants in the Abuja Municipal Area Council is urging the national chairman of the party to investigate an alleged replacement of a name of candidates who won the just concluded primaries in the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Convener of the forum, who addressed journalists in Abuja, implored the APC, under the leadership of a new national chairman of the party, to intervene and correct the anomalies. According to him, the majority of the chairmanship and councillorship aspirants who won the primaries have been replaced with names of people who never participated in the exercise.
The Delegate Congress held on June 21st 2025 across AMAC 12 wards was a complete sham. The committee sent from the APC national headquarters arrived with a preconceived agenda clearly designed to favor one particular aspirant at the expense of others. This level of manipulation and exclusion set a dangerous precedent. It signals to the world that APC no longer holds internal democracy and fairness in high regard. Some of you must have heard the drama happening in Buari Area Council, where 2 candidates has been given a certificate of return. I have a councillorship candidate here with me who is from my ward, who contested, won the primaries. At the ground of the primaries, he was declared as a winner. The result sheet is here, but our surprise, when they were giving certificate of return 2 or 3 days ago, a different name was mentioned and a different person was given certificate of return, and not the person that was returned on the day of primaries. The new APC chairman, national chairman, Professor Natawe, and the party leadership should set up an independent investigative committee to look into the conduct of the AMAC Delegate Congress, the chairmanship and councillorship primaries, the issuance of illegal certificate of return.
I will see the Anambra Central Senatorial Zone endorsement rally for the re-election of Governor Chukwuma Soludo on the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, has sent a strong signal that there's no vacancy in Anambra Lighthouse. The governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, thrilled by the massive display of solidarity at the Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Awka, gives the people of Anambra Central assurances of a progressive administration with a firm belief in zoning, adding that after him, power will shift to Anambra Central Senatorial Zone.
The joy and excitement at Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Awka, synchronizes with the clement weather, paving the way for a successful Anambra Central endorsement rally for the re-election of Governor Chukwuma Soludo and his running mate, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim. The atmosphere is indeed an array of colors and uniforms, with several support groups dance in solidarity for Governor Soludo's continuity in office. While the chairman of the planning committee, Dozie Nwankwo, extols the efforts of the governor in transforming the state, disclosing that the entire Anambra Central, with 109 wards, are unanimously endorsing the re-election of Governor Soludo, other critical stakeholders in the zone, including the former aviation minister, Osita Chidoka, highlight the governor's sincere and intentional support for education.
You have established yourself and have a legacy of transparency and accountability. You have improved education, healthcare delivery, and most importantly, security. You have revamped security sector and architecture of this great state. We are here to celebrate you, and I want to thank the members of my committee, the people that have worked so hard in making this event successful.
In 2017, the question was, if it is not broken, why mend it? But in 2025, the question is, if the soup is sweet, why drop the spoon? The Anambra have witnessed good governance. The Anambra have seen governance at its best.
The Anambra State House of Assembly also throws its weight behind the governor's re-election bid and for the ABGA state chairman. The gathering is a reaffirmation of Governor Soludo's emergence as the party's sole candidate. Nailing the affirmation, the Anambra Central communique declares a no vacancy in Anambra Lighthouse.
For the past 3 years plus, now the State House of Assembly has enjoyed seamless and the most peaceful relationship with the executive arm of government headed by Professor Chukwuma Soludo.
I check governors.
The conferment of the title Oluwatuego on Governor Chukwuma Soludo by all the traditional rulers in Anambra Central senatorial zone is a testament of the developmental impact in Anambra Central. Governor Soludo appreciates the zone as he addresses the crowd, reaffirming that power is shifting to the central senatorial zone after he completes his 8 years.
We have listened to all of you. Your kind words to us, your words of solidarity, appreciation and support. I've listened and heard you pledge that in all the 109 electoral wards in the south, in the central senatorial zone, that we are targeting to win at least 90% in each of the wards. Is that what you said?
The statement of the endorsement rally is continuity of good governance as the 7 local government areas of Anambra Central senatorial zone are on the same page on Governor Chukwuma Soludo's re-election.
And staying with politics now, Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, is navigating a chaotic phase marked by significant defections, including high-profile members like former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who recently resigned from the party. The exodus of prominent members of the party to the ruling All Progressives Congress and the African Democratic Congress has sparked concerns about the party's future, particularly ahead of the 2027 general elections. Our next report is an analysis of recent developments within the PDP and the prospect it holds for the party in 2027.
Nigeria's main opposition party, the PDP, has been plagued by internal power struggles, which is almost eroding its foundation in key strongholds across the country. The troubles of the PDP began over a decade ago when in 2014, some prominent members of the party, including former Senate President Senator Bukola Saraki, former Governor of Sokoto State Senator Aminu Tambuwal, former Governor of Kaduna State Nasser El-Rufai, joined former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to defect to the then opposition party, the All Progressives Congress. One of the effects of these defections was the loss of political power at the center in 2015.
And you said there is order from above. What is the order from above?
Since 2015, the PDP has continued to struggle. An analyst says the recent development further dims the chances of the party in 2027.
Right now, PDP has been dismembered. I will not say because Atiku left. That's not the dismembering. Because Atiku has always left the PDP and returned. You know, he will leave and return. 2015, he left, he returned. And now he has left again. I won't say that's a major challenge, but it is a challenge. Because the face of the party, he was a former vice presidential candidate, and in fact, former vice president of the country under the party.
The internal wranglings within the PDP, which some members cite as their reasons for leaving, is not new. Between 2016 and now, the PDP had suffered 4 major leadership crises, which has affected the fortunes of the party in the general elections. The recent crisis around the secretaryship position has also cost the PDP some of its prominent members, including serving and former lawmakers, governors, and most recently, the PDP's 2019 and 2023 presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Notwithstanding the mass exodus from the PDP, some leaders of the party are optimistic about the party's fortunes in the forthcoming 2027 general election.
The election 2027 is not going to be about defection of parties, it's about the Nigerian people against APC and its policies that have reduced them into nothing, that have caused them so much pain, and families are being dislocated, people are being killed on a daily basis, looks like new normal, and we have a president who, in the heat of all of this, carries on as nothing's happened.
We are pleased to reaffirm to all of you and to Nigerians that the People's Democratic Party is alive is flourishing, is mobilizing, is moving. The PDP is alive. Can I hear you? PDP!
Like every other political party, their survival depends on the party's ability to address internal crises, build cohesion, and connect with the grassroots. While the PDP faces significant challenges, its enduring strength at the local level and the time available before the 2027 general election provides some opportunities for recovery and rejuvenation.
Your Excellencies, distinguished...
And in part two, after the break, at least 2 people have been confirmed dead, with 1 still missing in a boat mishap at the Namnai River in Gusau local government area of Taraba State. Join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Channels HQ. A reminder of our top stories now. The leadership of the African Democratic Congress holds 3rd consultative session, describes the party as a coalition against hunger, poverty, and insecurity. And the family of slain Kogi-based photojournalist Ayobami Aikpeku is demanding justice for his death after the suspected killer, Jacob Bellumi, allegedly committed suicide. And at least 2 people have been confirmed dead, with 1 still missing in a boat mishap at the Namnai River in Gusau local government area of Taraba State. And Israel offers to allow airdrops of aid into Gaza after Friday's warning from Britain, France, and Germany. To other matters. Now, the Minister of Interior, Mr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has asked public relations officers in ministries, departments, and agencies under the Ministry of Interior to desist from information hoarding. The minister, who gave the charge at a meeting in Abuja, also called for responsible information dissemination, stressing that information can make or mar the image of the country. Mr. Tunji-Ojo also spoke about how the improved ranking of the nation's passport received commendation owing to information dissemination.
The Minister of Interior is leading heads of parastatals under the ministry to a media engagement for public relations personnel. The meeting is part of efforts to strategize towards engaging the public through better information dissemination.
The Ministry of Interior is responsible for citizenship integrity. The Ministry of Interior is responsible for internal security. The Ministry of Interior is responsible for protection of our border space. So, for us, as members of the Ministry of Interior family, it is important that we communicate with people. Do not let naysayers set agenda for you.
While referring to the improvement in the rating of the nation's passports, the minister drives home his point for prompt, up-to-date, and timely information to Nigerians.
The era of hoarding information is gone. Information has become oxygen. It's everywhere. So it is now your responsibility. Tell people the truth. Never lie to the public. Never.
Outside the hall, the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, a parastatal under the Ministry of Interior, speaks to some reforms in the service.
In the area of rehabilitation of our inmates, and Mr. President has gone a long way through the Honorable Minister of Interior by improving the quality of food and the rate of feeding of our inmates from 750 to 1,125 per inmate per day. And that is 50% increase, and that is commendable.
Nigerians from all walks of life will be looking forward to seeing the impact of these reforms and strategies deployed to improve public engagement through the activities of the Ministry of Interior. Sarah Chimogu, Channels Television News.
And at least 2 people have been confirmed dead, with 1 still missing in a boat mishap at the Namnai Rivers, located in Gasol local government area of Taraba State. According to an eyewitness, the accident was caused by overloading, as well as the heavy downpour which flooded the river. Meanwhile, the state government has promised to investigate the incident and prosecute the culprits.
Heavy flooding destroyed this bridge in August 2024, forcing road users who travel on this road to use boats as alternative means of transportation. Tragedy struck on Friday night when 2 boats collided close to the riverbank. According to an eyewitness account, one of the boats involved in the accident was overloaded with vehicles and passengers.
It rained yesterday. We warned that nobody should cross because the tides are high and would not want anyone to risk it. Thereafter, we selected new boats with new engines to convey people and vehicles. One of the boats loaded 3 vehicles instead of 2, and in the process of taking off, it was hit by another, which made the passengers to fall into the water out of fear.
We
asked them to use the life jackets. They ignored us, and those who wear it oftentimes go away without returning them. With such development, we gathered all the remaining life jackets and gave them to the Marine Police there. We have 20 life jackets only.
Taraba State has a safe record of water transportation. However, the recent incident appears to have put a dent on that record.
I would just want to warn our union. The truth of the matter is that they are not following the rules and regulations that was laid down. We have said that anything 6 p.m. they should advise, they should stop loading. But the truth of the matter is that because of the nature of the area we are, our people will still want to. Even the drivers that were coming to cross, even at around 10, they will still want to cross so that they can get to their different homes.
The state government is promising to investigate the incident and prosecute the culprits.
We are not going to spare anybody that is involved into this accident. Even though, Chairman, we are giving it to you, we need this boat operator as an example.
The Namnai Bridge, which is located in Gasol local government area of Taraba State, is 43 kilometers from Jalingo, the Taraba State capital. The bridge connects Anra Central to Benue, Adamawa, Plateau, and other southeastern and north-central states of Nigeria.
And to another sad story now, we see the Kogi State Police Commanders assure the public that it will do everything in its capacity to unravel the mystery behind the killing of Mr. Bayomi Ayekweku, a photojournalist. In an interview in Lokoja, the state capital, the police public relations officer said the command is making efforts to recover the body of the victim while carrying out an investigation to know those involved in the fact. The victim's father, Mr. James Ayekweku's security agencies to urgently recover the body of his son. And in a twist to the ugly incident, the suspect was found dead in a hotel, also in Lokoja.
The family of Kogi-based photojournalist Mr. Ayobami Ayekweku is grieving following the death of their 26-year-old son. The young, promising photojournalist was allegedly killed by a man who is considered a brother. Both of them hail from the same community in a Ijumbo local government area of Kogi State. The home of the Ayekweku is receiving condolences as his relatives recall the incident while asking the authorities to apprehend those behind the incident and also retrieve the remains of his son.
I don't know what happened between him and this man.
He now invited him. He was the one that invited him that he should come and help him. I don't know, say he's inviting him for assassinated. I'm pleading to the state and the executive of the state, governor, our excellency, to help me to fetch out the body of my child.
The person known to my brother, I think my brother followed, and the next thing goodness heard was the sound of what sounded like a plank. And when it sounded, the next thing he also heard was my brother's fainting voice trying to scream from his spirit, Mr. Goodness!
Appeal at this point in time is that, yes, the security agents, particularly the police, I must commend them once again. They are doing a fantastic job. It may look slow, but we believe that based on their efforts in collaboration with other security agencies, justice will be served.
To help us to intensify their efforts.
Some youths in the state dressed in black staged a protest to the police headquarters in Lokoja, the state capital, demanding for justice for late Ayobami Ayekbeku.
Let us recover the body of one of our own.
The police assure them that efforts are on to unravel the circumstances behind the incidents.
We need the collaboration from the family, from the colleagues, from everybody to volunteer information to the police, because we need to synergize together, we need to collaborate to ensure that we discover Mr. Ayo and then we get the suspect.
Shortly after the police interview, news filtered in that the suspect has been tracked to a hotel in the state capital, Lokoja. However, he was found dead with a bottle of soft drink suspected to have been mixed with sniper and a note believed to be written by him. Journalists were informed that his remains have been moved to the mortuary of the Federal Teaching Hospital, Lokoja. The brother of the photojournalist could not contain the information as he breaks down in tears. The case is now being handled by the State Criminal Investigation Department as the police appeal to the public to provide any information that could assist the investigation.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's gross foreign exchange reserve sustains its increase for the third consecutive week amid CBN's intervention in the forex markets. That's on business news. You join us again. Welcome back. Well, 10 years after his passing, political leaders, traditional rulers, royal families, academics, family and friends gathered in Lagos to celebrate and honor the legacy of His Imperial Majesty Oba Kwade Shijwade Oluguse II, the 50th Oni of Ife. The grand event, which held in Lagos, saw participants paying glowing tributes and sharing powerful stories about the late Oba's life, his reign and his impact. The gathering also addressed issues of reappraising the palace and the importance of traditional rulers within the country's dynamic federation and their role as stabilizing forces. Our senior correspondent, Shola Shoyele, reports.
It's a roll call of dignitaries here, from governors to past governors, other political leaders, traditional rulers, royal families, as well as family, friends and admirers of the late Oba Kwade Shijwade, who reigned as the 50th Oni of Ife from 1980 until his passing in 2015. The rich crowd at this memorial event, which held in Lagos, speaks volumes about the life and times of the late monarch, who was described by all who spoke as a visionary bridge builder whose reign showed that traditional rulers can transcend ceremonial functions to become vital agents of peace, economic development, and cultural renaissance.
You can see how Baba connected to everybody in Nigeria, all the way to the north. Also, Baba connected very well to people in the eastern part of the country. I see a lot of them here. So for you all, that are here to honor our father. What do you want to be known for whenever you are gone? It's very important for you to be remembering this legacy of yours.
The keynote speaker at the memorial lecture, Professor Jacob Olupono, says it's time to properly recognize the traditional institutions influence to address the challenges of division and insecurity facing the country. Some of the traditional rulers present also spoke on the role of the traditional institutions and the reforms needed.
I will compare Oba Sijuade to the great men praised in the apocryphal book of the Bible, Ecclesiasticus. At his passing, Nigeria lost one of its most distinguished personalities and influential leaders. It is time for a comprehensive constitutional reform in Nigeria that will acknowledge the influence of traditional rulers rather than settling for the diminishing of their power, so that they must continually answer to chairmen of local government councils.
The governor of Lagos, in his contribution, noted that the suggestion for reform is already being considered.
We have all agreed and seen the essence, the need, and the importance of ensuring that the Constitution will also play that role and play it critically. Once we're able to do that, thank you very much, once we're able to do that, then we'll begin to understand the essence of what my uncle, Colonel Are, also had mentioned. You know, I won't say the paper, but I can imagine with his own wealth of experience, you know, how traditional institutions can help, you know, maintain the security challenges that we have in the country.
On behalf of all of us, all the immediate family, please, can you all stand up? Come and join me. We need to thank everybody. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
He helped people realize their dreams, and just watching him and seeing people coming for him today, it really means a lot, because my father was one of a kind, and I'm happy that people turned out, and he touched so many lives, and he will always be alive in our hearts, and we will always do him proud and let his legacy live on.
The late Oba of Adele Shijuade Olubushe II was born in 1930. His almost 30-year reign focused on promoting peace, connecting the Yoruba diaspora, and serving as a bridge builder, as well as resolving conflicts like the Modakeke crisis. Shola Shoyeli, Channels Television News.
And to River State now, where the state government has commenced a statewide re-verification exercise for all civil servants and pensioners, aimed at sanitizing the state's payroll system and ensuring that only duly engaged staff and verified pensioners continue to receive government benefits. The exercise, approved by the sole administrator of the state, is being coordinated by designated officials from the Office of the Head of Service with technical support from the Department of ICT. Speaking to journalists, the acting head of service, Yingi Brown, said the initiative became necessary to eliminate irregularities such as ghost workers, duplicate salary entries, and untraceable pensioners who still draw benefits from the state's coffers.
7 years after the last staff verification exercise, the River State government is commencing a new round of authentication for civil servants and pensioners, following approval by the sole administrator. Over a period of more than 2 weeks, designated personnel commissioned by the Office of the Acting Head of Service, working in collaboration with the state's ICT department, will screen and scan relevant documents submitted by civil servants and the senior citizens. Speaking after undergoing her own re-verification, the Acting Head of Service describes the ongoing exercise as a major improvement from previous ones.
We are doing three things at the same time. We are re-verifying civil servants and pensioners. We are doing fresh biometrics for local government staff and pensioners. Then we are linking the data to payroll so that it becomes seamless. If not, what we are doing before, for payroll, we are doing manual. But now We are going to link payroll to the database. That is seamless.
Unlike previous exercises where local government staff were verified by their respective councils, the current exercise extends state-level verification to local government employees, as the ICT department assures of a seamless process.
So far, it's been very fantastic, seamless, from the entry of form filling up to document verification, up to loading your new documents, and then up to capturing. Very seamless, technically. Standard will be what we call document authentication. We're going to be matching it with an existing document, and maybe if there are verifiable documents we have somewhere in the database, we'll match them together. Then you will know if there are discrepancies, especially your BVN and your name. We will verify all that later.
So far, the exercise is welcomed by the workers and the Nigeria Labour Congress in the state, who see it as a vital step towards restoring the dignity and transparency of the civil service.
It's a welcome idea because it entails identifying the work staff of the River State government, finding out fishing out the ghost workers, fishing out those who are that are living, those who are living and those who are dead. Because we find out most times that those who are dead, their salary is running. So we thank God that this exercise is coming up so that they can know the really actual workforce of River State government civil servants.
We had a meeting with the sole administrator, and I'm part of the outcome of that meeting was also what they're trying to do. You know, in that meeting, the sole administrator stated clearly that with his team that there is no proper database for the River State workers. And this is an opportunity for us to also get the actual database. So if we can get off from all the departments and the entire workforce, I think we're able to ascertain that this is the number of workers, and that will also help us to also know our strength in terms of civil service in the state.
While the exercise is currently ongoing at the State Secretariat Complex for state-level civil servants, modalities are set to being finalized on how to coordinate the verification of local government staff.
We shift gears to the youths now and see the Group Managing Director of ARCO Group, Mr. Alfred Koimu, says the youth remain an integral part of national development as they have the capability of transforming the country. Speaking at a Youth Empowerment Summit organized by the ARCO Group in collaboration with the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, he urged the youth to invest in themselves and take up opportunities both at home and abroad. Mr. Koimu has noted that the summit represents a significant milestone in the pursuit of empowering the next generation of leaders. He charged the youth to dream big and believe in their abilities.
The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, and the Chief Executive Officer, Nigeria and Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, are amongst invited guests at this Youth Empowerment Summit organized by ARCO Group in collaboration with NIDCOM. The summit, part of a broader National Diaspora Day celebration with the context of the diaspora, aims to empower youth through knowledge sharing to survive the ever-evolving global landscape.
We feel that it's important to impact on the younger generation of Nigerians. And that's why the diaspora are saying we want to mentor you, we want to support you, and see how whatever it is the mentoring can achieve in your lives.
We always believe in giving people the opportunity to grow, not just in skill, but in purpose. And we are not alone in that belief. That is why it is so powerful to have our diasporans here with us today, sharing their journey, lessons, network. Their presence is a gift, and I encourage every young person here to tap into it.
Participants at the summit also had the opportunity to interact with some diaspora champions who shared insights on their experiences and their reason for giving back.
What you simply need to do is expose yourself to new information, new books, I am one of those. I have done a professional certification for the last 10 years. So I have 11 international certifications over the period. So just make sure you introduce yourself to new information.
There's every experience that you have, you will always find ways to tap into it. That's what makes you a very interesting human being. So don't take it as a disadvantage. It's actually a very powerful thing to have.
When you invest in human capital development, it's like the rewards are just endless. It just continues to pay forward. So what I'm doing and the way that I see this platform is an opportunity to be able to also pay forward.
From a Nigerian perspective, we've been tapped into our diaspora and we've got great people around the world. And hopefully we can build something that's great.
The highlight of the event is the presentation of awards and gifts to some deserving students for their performance in science by ARCO Group.
One for yourself, a laptop. All the raffle draw winners, please come to the stage, please.
This summit is expected to foster global partnerships amongst the youth and provide them the required skills and mentorship to navigate global challenges.
Well, let's look at health now. At the Kaduna State government has launched an informal sector contributory health scheme to provide healthcare services to residents and reduce out-of-pocket expenses. Inaugurating the scheme on behalf of Governor Oba Sani at the Kudun local government area of the state, the Director General of the Kaduna State Contributory Health Management Authority, Mr. Abubakar Hassan, says the aim is to educate communities on the benefits of enrolling in the health scheme.
This is the flag-off of the Kaduna State Informal Sector Contributory Health Scheme for the underserved and vulnerable groups in the state. Government officials are in Kaduna local government area of the state to mobilize rural communities to enroll into the scheme.
What we have here is the Kaduna State Contributory Scheme is here in Kudan as the first local government where this engagement with the grassroots is taking place, courtesy of the Honorable Chairman and the support of the Vice Chairman leading the team for us to be able to do this today. So, Chairman, we sincerely appreciate this whole welcome for us in Kudan.
From our own end, and as a council, Kudan local government is going to pledge the enrollments of in this phase of 1,000 enrollees, and then after successful enrollment, then we are going to add another 1,000.
According to the state government, the contributory health scheme is part of Governor Oba Sani's policy on universal health coverage, offers households financial protection against healthcare costs, and promote inclusive and equitable healthcare access.
You will all know that His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Oba Sani, CON, in his sustained agenda has already made a firm commitment that the strategy of governance certainly will be driven through deepening community engagement. And so in order to break the barrier of the I don't know syndrome, today we are starting with the Kudan local government in terms of grassroots mobilization, thereby deepening that engagement for knowledge to happen.
Highly, committed to support and readily, in fact, in collaboration with Kachma, the Kudan local government, like I said, seeing is believing, and from our own part, the council has already pledged to start with 1,000 enrollees, at least to show the people the importance of health, and at least particularly the issue of antenatal, malaria, ulcer, and the other ailments.
To ensure mass enrollment into the scheme, the state government is working with local stakeholders and traditional rulers to drive enrollment, especially in rural areas.
All right, let's flip over to the world of business now. Willie Bong has the details.
Thank you, Ladi. Now, Nigeria's gross FX reserves has increased for the third straight week as it rose by $778.34 million week on week to $38.63 billion as of July 24th. And this is according to latest data from the central bank. Now, the amount, which marks a 1.82% growth when compared with the $37.93 billion reserves level recorded on July the 18th, is attributed to renewed forex inflows and positive sentiment around the naira. The accretion also comes in a week when the CBN intervened in the FX market with the sale of $81 million as part of efforts to stabilize the naira. Meanwhile, the local currency depreciated by 0.4% week on week to 1,538 naira against the dollar at the official exchange rate window as demand pressures outweighed supply. And Africa's richest man and founder of Dangote Cement PLC, Aliko Dangote, has retired as chairman of the company's board with effect from July 25, 2025. The announcement was made in a statement on Friday by the company's chief and branding communications officer, Mr. Anthony Chejina. Reputed as Africa's leading investor, Aliko Dangote leaves giant footprints as he retires from the board. Meanwhile, the company's board has appointed Mr. Emmanuel Ikazobo, a seasoned corporate executive with decades of experience in finance, governance, and capital markets, as the chairman of Dangote Cement, an independent non-executive director. Now, it's just 4 trading days left in July, but the month is so far the best for investors within the year, as its total gain currently stands at 12.1%. after recording several new highs in both the market index and equities capitalization. The director, Institute of Capital Market Studies at Nasarawa State University, Professor Uche Uwaleke, who was a guest on our capital market program, listed some of the key factors driving a strong consecutive rally on the exchange within the last 4 weeks.
If you look at the Morgan Stanley Capital Index, if that is your yardstick, whether for emerging economies or for developed markets, the Nigerian bourse has outperformed. As we speak, year-to-date return is about 30% in Nigeria. Whereas for the Morgan Stanley Capital Index for emerging markets is still in the negative, minus 8%. So that tells you that our market, market has actually done well, relative to global performance. And it's not difficult to see why. Particularly what we saw in recent time, the fact that we've had investors' optimism, on the back of strong corporate earnings. Really, apart from corporate earnings, you can also attribute that to favorable macro economic conditions. The fact that inflation in Nigeria, has started cooling. The fact that, again, interest rates, yes, have not been rising. As a matter of fact, the relatively low yield now, so to speak, has also enabled this bullish trend we have in the equities market.
Still in the equities market, the Nigerian exchange, as the NGX, has suspended trading the shares of MRS All Nigeria PLC with effect from July the 25th. The move follows the company's decision to voluntarily delist from the NGX, a plan that received shareholder approval at an extraordinary general meeting held on June the 25th of last year. A statement signed by the company's head of the Issue Regulation Department, Gostime Iwenekai, explains that a suspension was necessary to pave the way for the delisting process. Meanwhile, MRS Oil says it plans to list its shares on the NESD OTC Securities Exchange, allowing interested investors to continue trading counter markets. And now to the over-the-counter market, we see the index posted strong gains across the key indicators. The market's index rose by 4.16% to close at 3,633.79 points, while the capitalization rose to 2.13 trillion naira. Now, in terms of activity, the market recorded a significant surge in volume, trading over 1.4 billion units, a jump of more than 1,000% week on week. Trade value also advanced by 28.8% to 559.64 million naira across 224 deals. Top advances for the week were NESD PLC, which gained 33 0.3%, Central Securities Clearing System, and AG Mortgage Bank, which added 21.1%, finishing at 1 naira 9 kobo. On the flip side, Aecon Petroleum dipped by 0.83% to lead the laggards. Top traded securities for the week include Industrial and General Insurance PLC, Central Securities Clearing System PLC, and Okitipupa Oil Palm Oil PLC. And now it's over to Kelly Igiga for more on this world of sports.
Many thanks indeed, Will, and welcome to Sports News. Let's begin with club football for a moment before we get to talk the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, where Nigeria is currently leading 3-2. Arsenal have announced the signing of Swedish international striker Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon, blustering with their attacking options as they attempt to challenge for the Premier League trophy. The 27-year-old who fired Sporting to the Portuguese title last season with 39 goals and netted a Champions League hat-trick against Manchester City, is reported to have signed a 5-year deal in a transfer worth £55 million. And Gyökeres' transfer, which could end up costing the North London club as much as £64 million with performance-related add-ons, takes Arsenal's close season spending to the region of £200 million. And England manager Sarina Wiegman has expressed her team's unwavering determination on the eve of the Women's Euro 2025 final, where they're set to face world champion Spain. At the pre-match conference, Wiegman conveyed the squad's immense satisfaction at reaching this stage. The highly anticipated showdown pits two of the women's football's most formidable teams against each other.
I think every tournament, of course, you want to perform, and there's expectations, but you also have expectations for yourself. I just know that going into a final is already very, very special, and making the final, there's only 2 teams that can make the final. So if you talk about pressure, that's not really a pressure. It's very special, and when you go to a final, you really want to win it too. So that's how I'm in this. We're happy that we're in the final, and we really want to win it, and we're going to do everything to make that happen.
Spain captain Irene Paredes has expressed her team's excitement and determination on the eve of the Euros 2025 final against England. Paredes has been quoted to have said, "There is no pressure. There is indeed an opportunity to make history and achieve something big." Well, let's head back to our breaking story this hour, as Mission X has been achieved and accomplished. That's because the Super Falcons of Nigeria have now won the trophy, the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, 10 times. They have done that against the host nation, Morocco, in Rabat precisely. The girls were 2-0 down at halftime. They had to come from behind to take that victory. This is our breaking news this hour. So much excitement right here in Nigeria and the continent. I tell you what, it is indeed a big, remarkable feat for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, because this puts them on the map of football as a dominant force, especially here in the continent. And so congratulations are absolutely in order for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Away from that victory, now the banks of the Seine River today played host to a celebratory event marking 1 year since the launch of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. The occasion brought together key figures including Kirsty Coventry, president of the International Olympic Committee, former IOC president Thomas Bach, and Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo, all gathered to reflect on the Games' lasting impact. The gathering underscored the ongoing commitment to the Paris 2024 legacy, focusing on how the Games have already begun to shape the city's future.
Seeing the same thing, and that's the power of the Olympic Games, that it's come and gone, but it still remains behind. And then we were talking about the spirit that Paris had yesterday. It was it was a feeling, it was magical, and to be back here a year later and still get the same feeling, and to be able to see people in the sea and river, and now standing here on the bridge where athletes are going to be reminded and be able to come back and visit and be a part of Paris for the rest of their lives. That's, again, an incredible legacy. So we're so proud to be here and to be celebrating.
And more exciting news for Nigeria. This time, the Tigers have kicked off their FIBA Women's Afro Basketball 2025 campaign in Cote d'Ivoire with a resounding victory, defeating Rwanda 92-45 in their Group D opener. The reigning champions are on a quest to secure their 5th consecutive Afro Basketball title. The D Tigers have dominated African women's football since 2017, clinching 4 back-to-back trophies in 2017, 2019, 2021, and 2023. With that, sports, again, congratulations for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Mission X achieved. I am Kelly Egiga. Back to Ladi.
Thanks, Kelly. Go Falcons. Well, in other stories now, the Médecins Sans Frontières say that airdropping supplies into Gaza might help, but would still be insufficient. And we see Israel, they've announced plans to allow humanitarian airdrops of food and supplies into Gaza, a move widely seen as a concession to mounting international criticism. We see the announcement follows sustained pressure from European capitals over what they describe as Israel's blockade contributing to a humanitarian catastrophe and mass starvation in Gaza. All right, the main news again. The leadership of the African Democratic Congress today held its 3rd consultative meeting in the nation's capital, Abuja, where leaders of the party said, contrary to insinuations, in certain quarters, the and insecurity. And congrats again to the Super Falcons. Thank you so much for watching the news at 10. I'm Ladi Williams. Good night.